So for the people watching at home, if you want to just click this link, it'll send you to our bracket where we are 99.9% as of right now. For the people watching at home, this is the very energetic The Crew Podcast pregame show, national championship, San Diego State, UConn. I think if UConn wouldn't have made it, it could have easily, if any other team besides like a blue blood, UConn would have made it, it would have been one of the weirdest matchups in the last at least 30 years.
Yeah.
San Diego State playing Texas, Xavier, Miami, Arkansas. Like that would have just been weird. But
Yeah,
UConn being in there kind of makes it like, oh well, you expect UConn, so it's not as bad.
yeah.
A little weird.
But I think it makes it the storyline is still a fun storyline because you have 7 seniors on the San Diego State team, and then
Yeah.
you have it's that San Diego State team that I don't think a lot of people think they're going to make it that far, and then it's a team that you can almost say is a juggernaut because of how dominant they've been. So it's still a fun storyline of the dominant team versus the group of seniors that have been carrying that team all tournament.
Yeah, I mean, UConn's been crazy good in the tournament, but I don't think there was just like millions of people that was like, this UConn team is an easy lot. You know, I mean, there was a lot of teams that probably thought they would lose to Gonzaga, Arkansas. Like, there's people thought they might lose to Iona the first round. You know, like, so they went on they got hot.
Yeah.
And they're really good. They're probably underrated throughout the season.
They're
really good, and they got hot at the right time.
And they're just so defensively sound.
Yeah.
It's really where it is. I mean, I'm relying on I can't remember his name, number 20, to just light it up.
Yeah.
I need him to just start pulling, just start pulling from the jump. That's what he did last game.
Is that
No, it's
I really do. I actually
a much more simple name.
Yeah.
He kind of shoots it like Michael Redd, left-handed.
So UConn, I've only watched one. Well, UConn's been blowing people out. I haven't really been even watching.
Oh, I was talking about San Diego State. My bad.
My bad.
Oh, UConn. I can't remember their names either. But you have the big guy down low that's averaging 20 points and I don't know how many rebounds. He's just dominating. And then they have a guard, number 24, can shoot from anywhere on the floor, anywhere.
Yeah. I think he's I was looking at a mock draft. He's going to be a lottery pick. One of their players. It's either him or that power forward, Sangoro. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't watch.
I don't know shit about. Yeah, I know way more about San Diego State just because.
Yeah, if you would ask me, I've watched a whole lot of March Madness. I mean, a lot, but I haven't really watched much UConn because they've just been killing people. And it's been a good March Madness. So I've been, watching the game that was more entertaining. But what's your prediction? Give me your prediction. Give me a score.
UConn. I'm pulling for the boys in the red and black, but I think it's going to be UConn 86 to 71.
Not bad. Yeah, I've got UConn.
I take it back. It's going to be 82 to 67. Had to bring the score. Same differential. Had to bring it down a little bit.
Yeah, I got UConn as well. I mean, I got UConn winning. I'm going to go 76-58.
Oh, Cole. let's say 67. And what did you say? UConn.
76-58.
Oh, I took the over, so that still might beat the over, but I took the over, so I had to go for a higher score. But yeah, I mean, I would love San Diego State to win. Obviously, that's who I'm pulling for. I mean, the Padres are playing today, but I had to rep San Diego State somehow. But
And
yeah, it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be very close.
the halftime show brought to you by the crew. We're gonna keep it 99, and we're gonna do our
Yeah.
top 5 Cinderella stories, all sports. Now I've got my list, and you might be surprised. Might be surprised.
Might be. But then you're not very surprising. So,
Surprised.
you made me forget something I was going to say. I think this is Jim Nance's last game in college basketball.
Really?
I think so. I think he's going to stick to he has football and golf. He has the Masters coming up next week
We need Mike Breen, dude.
or this week. Masters is this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greeny.
We need Mike Breen. Bang! Like
Bang!
the fact that he doesn't get championship games, like automatic bid for him to get championship games, is a crime. He's the best call.
The most electric.
Like, we're getting off topic here, but like, is Mike Breen's call in the Cavs Warriors series, Game 7, the best call in all of sports?
Kyrie Irving.
Iguodala.
Oh,
Curry to Iguodala. Back to Curry. Blocked by James. No, it's Curry to Iguodala. Blocked by James. Like, this is the best call in all. Like, I think that's
it
the
was on a
best.
completely different. Oh, it was the same finals. Yeah, I mean, I think of that play. I think of Steph's 3 against Oklahoma City,
But
and I don't know why
even
there's a Russell Westbrook shot that I think of.
and even Ray Allen's 3 against the Spurs, Game 6, rebound Bosch out to Allen, bang! Like, it's just the bang, dude. It's like the
I
chill.
would have loved to see that, but I was serving our country in boot camp.
You were
I was
doing
in
what?
boot camp for that.
You were doing what with Seaman?
I was experimenting with semen, and then I went to boot camp. I was in boot camp for that finals.
Sweet. Sounds like a blast, dude.
It was great. Lots of rods. Rodriguez's. There was lots of Rodriguez's
Yeah.
and
A
penises.
lot of Rodriguez's. All right. What's
One
the
shining moment.
what's the prop bets? Is there any prop bets?
Mm.
You're the
Yeah, I
gambler,
think
dude.
I mean,
You're the cruise sportsbook expert, dude. You're the gambler.
which is a great time to introduce our sponsor, 7 Up. Cherry, low sugar. And I'm pretty sure the spread is 7.5. So I'm taking 7 Up. UConn. I really think the spread is 7.5, and I think UConn's going to cover that easy.
Yeah, it's 7.5. Matchup predictor has UConn a 74% chance of winning.
I didn't plan that, by the way. I think I just knew that because you're right. I am a degenerate, but
I just yeah, this is gonna be bad. I think it's gonna be ugly. I think it's got the potential to be a horrible game.
I hope not, man.
Well, I mean, I hope not. I'm just saying. What are the prop? Because what are the prop bets is like for college? Because
I don't think there's a lot. I mean, I use FanDuel, and there's never any good like player. There's never player prop bets. I'm sure it's going to be implemented more now that you can legally bet on college sports. But there's never any player bets. Usually it's the spread after half or Who's going to win this half? Who wins the second half? Like who wins the game total? Under, over.
Let me look this up real quick.
But made 2 bets. Took UConn 7.5. And then on the other side, I made another bet for the game for the game to cover in San Diego State to win money line.
So hear me out. If
Yeah.
UConn wins, where does that put their program in basketball history? Like, where are they ranked? Like, just right off the top of your head. That would be their
I can tell you where they rank since 90. This will be their fifth
since
since
99.
99.
Yeah. But, and you can't be like, well, they've only been good for the last 24 years. Alabama's whole resume as the best college program is based on the last 16 years.
Football.
Yeah, football. So, I mean, like, I think you can. You can be like, damn, they've won it like every 5 or 6 years. They just win it. Like,
You know what's crazy? I think it's been like 3 different coaches too.
it has. Yeah, it was that longtime coach that I can't remember his name for some reason.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. And then it was Kevin Ollie. Yeah, it was Jim Calhoun,
Kevin Ollie.
Kevin Ollie, and now Hurley. Yeah, man, I think they're up there. I think they're top 5 program all time.
Yeah.
Easy. I think Duke is still one.
Duke is 1. Who's 2?
UNC.
Kansas. UNC.
UNC's 2. I think UConn's over Kansas.
Kentucky.
I'm a Kentucky hater. I'm gonna pull up how many championships they have. If all their championships are from the 50s, then I mean,
Pat Riley. In the 60s.
really?
Yeah.
Well, they've won a lot of championships. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
Who is their coach?
They've won a lot of championships, but yeah, I mean, they won them in the 40s. So what do you consider modern era in sports? And I'm not
80s.
trying to move the goalposts, but just
Like,
like give me,
like 80s.
you say 80s. I typically say
70s, 80s.
Yeah, I typically say like 1970, but let's
I
just
try,
go.
I try to look back to like when I think that the athleticism really just started to matter.
So they've won 8 championships. 3 of them have been in the modern era. Last one in 2012. I'm not saying they're an all-timer, but I still think I might put UConn over them.
More recently, yeah, especially more recently. I don't know it enough, but I mean, winning 5 titles in 24 years is saying something.
Crazy. That's like Spurs level consistency. Kansas, dude. I got UConn over Kansas. Kansas only won the championship 4 times. One of them was in 1952.
What was the next one?
1988, they beat Oklahoma, the best team of all time ever assembled. 1988.
Kansas?
No, Oklahoma's team.
Oh, I don't know.
1988, they beat Oklahoma in the championship.
Yeah.
That Oklahoma team was the best of all time.
Why do you say it?
According to me.
Oh, okay. Second best of all time, then. I get it.
Yeah. If you look up, when I was looking up, like, I did some, like, I might need some help on these, just like jog my memory on these Cinderella stories. The 1988 Jayhawks popped up as one of March Madness's best Cinderella stories.
Really?
Yeah. Because they went up against just the juggernaut, Big 8 champion, Oklahoma. steamrolling Sooners, who
Who?
had Michael Jordan,
Blake
James
Griffin.
Worthy, Blake Griffin, Trey Young on that team in 1988. They won in 2008 because Mario Chalmers hit the shot, one of the best shots in the tournament of all time. And then I'm pretty sure that didn't they dominate last year, 2022? Didn't they like murder?
Yeah, they beat the shit out of UNC.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
I think really bad.
I mean, we might need to make that list. Might need to collab on a list, but I think UConn has a good case for maybe 3 easily. I have them easily over Kansas at this point after what I just saw.
Well, the tip is in. The tip off is starting.
All right, hey, but I'll see you at halftime.
And we'll come back at halftime.
Hey, we'll come back at halftime. Okay, we'll come back at. And if you guys want to watch us live stream the game, click this link.
Click this link.
That link, well, this link.
We can.
Yeah,
both links.
We'll get it for you.
And we're back.
And we're back, and it's like we never left.
And
yeah, give
San Diego State finished out the half strong, but UConn is beating the shit out of them physically, emotionally.
yeah.
Like it's bad.
No, I think you're right. Like it's funny, but like honestly, emotionally, like it looks like San Diego State is just like they came in just kind of like imagine the high, dude. Imagine being like this crazy run, best run in your school history. You hit that game winner, like it's like you can't go any higher. And then when UConn comes out, when you actually came out and punched UConn in the mouth, but UConn like doesn't. It's like Matt, like you punch them you give them your best punch. You're hitting shots, you get out to big leads, you're causing turnovers, and it's like UConn doesn't even flinch. They're like, that wasn't enough. But
I know.
They went like nearly 10 minutes. The last little banner I saw, it was like 9 minutes without a basket made. They had made some free throws, but like, it's a 12-point game. To your credit, they made it close. It feels like a 24-point game.
It does.
UConn's just fast. They're just fast.
I mean,
they just fast.
It feels like, I don't know. It just feels like they are crowding the shit out of them. For the first 5 minutes of the game, it felt pretty even. Say for the first 3 minutes of the game, felt pretty even. And then it just looked like UConn just started beating the ever living shit out of San Diego State down. San Diego State couldn't get anything down low. Once they got the ball down low, they couldn't get it above their head at all. They're just getting it swatted. Couldn't get a rebound. They'd get a rebound, get it swatted again, and then it was just UConn just playing so much faster.
Yeah, they're playing faster. And I actually thought for a second, I was like, San Diego State's doing a really good job of speeding them up because they were turning it over. UConn was turning it over, and it felt like UConn was moving a little too fast. But then it's like UConn was like, we'll play fast.
Yeah.
And they just started playing fast as fuck. They're hitting shots. I mean, but with the exception of number 20 for San Diego State, they just don't have enough people that can make shots consistently. I mean, there's the white guy, Newton, number 2. Hawkins, Newton, like all those guys for UConn are hitting shots. And it's like the problem with San Diego State is they can't afford for the only playmaker. Maybe they have 2. Like I think they're number 2. I'm horrible with their names. I just don't call them. Yeah, like they can't afford for like the guys that can make a little bit of something happen to not have a good game. And at one point, they just left him wide open. Like didn't even try to guard him at 3, and he's shooting threes, but he breaks it. And it's just like UConn. Even if you're like slowing somebody down, they look like they have way too much. I think they're probably going to take the lid off of it second half.
Bro, and number 12, I don't know who number 12 is. I don't know his name. I have never seen anybody so. Every time he touches the ball, I'm like, dude, get rid of it. Someone come get the ball. Like, look, he's the one that got the fast break. He's the one that got the fast break and then missed the layup.
Yeah.
Like every time he doesn't look comfortable at all when he has the ball in his hand.
I thought San Diego State, I think their coach is doing a really good job, but I thought for a second they got really discouraged. Like it's you
Yeah.
kind of started to see it. The coach had this look like, let's just get to fucking halftime. Then they hit a three. Then they hit a three, and they started, it's like they kind of worked their way back into that 12-point deficit, which feels good. I mean, they've got to feel pretty good. You know what their coach is
Yeah.
saying. You know what their coach is saying. Guys, it's only 12 points. Like they played
Yeah.
this good. You guys played this bad. It's 12 points. But there's a reason UConn played that good. And there's a reason San Diego State played that bad.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely helped themselves out, hitting a couple shots there at the end. I mean, they have. It's hard to even say, even though that they went a little run at the end. It's hard. They still do not have momentum. Like,
No, they don't have enough juice. I mean, you can just see it in like UConn's coach, how so overly confident and comfortable he is. His
yeah,
hands in his pockets. He's just walking. He's like, he's not getting flustered at anything.
it's the Hurley
He's
way.
he's so confident. His team's really freaking good. Sangoro,
Apparently,
uh,
apparently he's usually a big dick.
really?
From what I apparently like when I say dick, I mean like he digs into him. But apparently like he hasn't really had. I mean, he hasn't had to do much at all this tournament. So apparently he hasn't really been as short tempered. I mean, he hasn't had to do much. He take starters out 10 minutes left in each game. Seems like,
Yeah, yeah.
but
We'll
but
see.
got a
Number,
good second half coming up.
yeah, it's still a game. I think it could be.
Good.
I think it could be over 5 minutes in. I
Yeah.
mean, um, I don't want to be overly negative. I mean, kudos to San Diego State to even getting it to 12 because
Yeah.
this could easily be 20 points, like
Yeah.
easily. We'll see what they have. See what they come out with. See if they come out. I don't know if the pressure really like they're trying to speed them up. I don't know if that's helping them.
At this point, I want UConn to win by 8. That's all I care about.
um,
But I think we got to give what we promised.
yeah. So I think we're both going we both have number one locked in. So we're gonna have to Rochambeau.
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna keep it 99. We're doing Cinderella stories, all of sports. The criteria, because I've seen, people are doing these, they didn't have to have won the championship. They could have just had like a
Yeah.
crazy one. Unprecedented. They didn't have to win it. I would imagine most of ours are gonna be champions anyway, so but
I think you're gonna be surprised at mine.
all right.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, shoot. 1,
Yeah.
2,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I think I glitched.
You got it.
Okay, I'll go for
No,
it.
you got it. You got it. Okay, best 2 out of 3.
Yeah. I didn't even win.
Okay.
I was being stupid. All right.
1, 2, 3, shoot. All right, we got to do it. Just pull it from the bottom of the table.
All right.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh, my bad.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, my bad. All right. No more 2 out of 3. Whoever gets it wins. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay. All right. Coming in at number one, all-time Cinderella story, Miracle on Ice.
Had to take it.
1980.
Had to take it.
And biggest reason, like being quick with this, is like hockey's not even that big of a fucking sport for us. And it's Al Michaels with the greatest call. I was talking about Mike Breen, but Al Michaels with the greatest call in all of sports, all time.
Yeah.
Do you believe in miracles? Greatest. I mean, it's the greatest Cinderella story of all time. And we were still in the Cold War, so like Russia, like fuck them, So
I feel like there's others like personally I would want to go with, but as an American, I cannot not take Miracle.
I mean, I think it really has a good case for the best of all
I
time.
mean, it does. Obviously, it does. But
You got your first and then second. See what you got.
I think I may have one. I may have one of these. You may have, but the first one is the 1966 Texas Western national champion basketball team.
It's a good
Not
one.
only probably
put it
my
on
favorite, movie of all time.
That's why I didn't put it on there.
You knew I was gonna pick it.
I didn't just compete.
Okay. I didn't even look it up. That was the first one I thought of. I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to. It's my favorite movie of all time. I mean, you can't ask for a better story. Don Haskins takes 7 black dudes. It seemed like
First
pretty,
time all it was like the first time all starting 5 were black.
and then national championship game, yeah.
Yeah.
And they beat a
Kentucky.
Adolph Rudd basketball team that had Pat Riley and some other freak. But
All right,
and then
coming
my
in
number 3.
No, number 2.
Oh, that was my number 1.
Yeah.
My number 1 was Miracle. So my number 1 was
Okay.
1966 Texas Western. And my number
Yeah.
2, Kurt Warner.
Damn it. That was my
I
number
didn't.
2.
I didn't. I'm gonna explain it real quick for the viewers, because I know I don't have to explain it to you. But
Greatest show on turf.
greatest show on turf. Went to Northern Iowa, 3rd on the depth chart, all the way to his senior year, and then becomes conference player of the year. Then goes undrafted in '94. Do you know who he had to? You know who he had to beat out? He was undrafted and got picked up by the Packers, fighting for a starting position with Brett Favre, Mark Brunell, and a Heisman Trophy winner, Ty Detmer from BYU.
What a room. You know what?
And
Are you talking about just Kurt Warner as a person? I thought you were talking about the 99 greatest show on turf team.
I was talking about Kurt Warner as a person.
Okay.
Underdog story. So you can, I guess you can have the Rams, but
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, then gets hired after gets to coach arena football after making $5.50 an hour at a grocery store, and then
Yeah.
5 years in there, and then gets picked up. The best part is that he won the Super Bowl and MVP his first season as a start in the NFL.
Yeah. I felt,
Dang.
Cinderella story, I felt was definitely the greatest show on turf season, but that was my number 2. So coming in at my number 2 is George Mason in 2006. So they go to the Final Four as an 11 seed, with Jim Lauriega as their head coach, who's Miami's head coach. But it's crazy because it's like,
it was that George Mason team that he had.
yeah.
That's what it was.
So 2006, and the reason I had to look it up to jog my memory because I knew they had a crazy run, but I remember playing like NCAA basketball, like I guess 06 or 07, it had to have been 07, with my cousin, and he would use George Mason just because of that run. Like it was just like nobody talks about it. And then George Mason comes out and beats Virginia Tech a couple years later. Is that right? Was it George Mason?
Did they actually?
Beat Virginia Tech first game of the season?
Oh,
Like
it's James Madison.
James Madison. Okay. I was like they were on a crazy run, just like prime time. I've got George Mason 2006 Final Four run. Probably the best non-champion March Madness
Who
Cinderella.
did they lose to, Duke?
UNC, I think.
No, they beat Duke. They beat Duke
They,
to get the Final Four, I think.
they beat Connecticut that had Rudy Gay. It was a really good Connecticut team. I think they lost to UNC.
Gay Rudy?
Yeah. Coming in number 3, 2007 Giants.
I didn't write it down, but I thought about it. I didn't write it down, but I thought about it.
Like I'm sure their odds to win were very low going into the season, but more it's the fact that they beat the undefeated team.
Yeah.
They beat the undefeated team, then the helmet catch. So that's my number 3, the 07 Giants. So go ahead with your 3 and 4.
This one I went back and forth on, but I'm okay with it. Another player, Danny Woodhead. I don't know how much you know about Danny Woodhead's story.
Man, you are the king of bad lists. Whack.
Why?
Whack.
I'm trying to be informational. It's a good story.
Ahead, yeah, what's the story?
He was he finished high school as the all-time leading rusher in his state, or I guess for his class, with like 48,000 yards, 4,800 yards, shit. And then goes to college and finishes college with the all-time record at in division. No, actually, he finished with the all-time rushing record in college history.
So where's the Cinderella? Sounds like
Still
he was a baller.
Because if you're the all-time leading rusher, yeah, he was small, but still went to a small school. and then was the all-time leading rusher in college. I think he broke Barry Sanders' record. And then goes undrafted, then gets cut, then gets picked up by the Patriots. Like at the beginning of the season, didn't even make the cut before the season, and then the rest is history. There's a
Whack,
lot more. There's a lot more that goes into it, but it's a good story. So look it up.
whack pick. Go for it.
4. I'm not gonna do that one. Ernie Davis.
Are you
First
doing
black.
players?
You
I was
said
doing
Cinderella
teams.
stories. You didn't say about teams.
Ernie Davis, the
Yeah.
paralyzed guy that got up and walked and ran 3 miles.
No.
Oh,
The first black Heisman Trophy winner.
okay. Man, all-time bad list here. Coming in number 4, Cinderella story, 1998-99 Knicks. 8 seed.
Why?
8 seed, and they go all the way to the finals. There's only 8 seed to go all the way to the final. They used up all their luck for the rest of their existence in one postseason.
No.
Patrick Ewing was still their best player, and he blows his Achilles out in the first round. And
I
they
didn't
go,
even know that.
yeah, because you don't have it like that. And number 5, Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson. 42-1 odds. Buster Douglas knocks out Mike Tyson. At his peak. At Mike Tyson's peak.
Didn't know that.
Buster Douglas. Yeah, well, you're doing like people.
Oh, my last one's the best one.
Let's go. Who you got?
I mean, arguably the greatest story of all time.
Francis Ointment?
I don't know who that is, but this guy didn't make his freshman basketball team.
Oh, God.
Michael Jordan, greatest underdog story of all time. He proved those out there that it could be done, and he did it. Until
Whack.
LeBron came around.
I had a couple that didn't make the cut. I thought we'd get more in common. But Francis Ointment, 1913 U.S. Open. Greatest game ever played. You ever seen the movie? An amateur golfer wins the U.S. Open. Family's really poor. You ever seen that movie with Shia LaBeouf? It's called The Greatest Game Ever Played. Plays in an
No,
18-hole.
I think I may have watched it. I don't remember it, but I think I may have watched it.
Plays in an 18-hole playoff to win it. It's great. It's the greatest game ever played. Amateur
What's
golfer, the U.S. Open.
Bagger Vance?
And then I put this on there for you because I thought you would go this way. Is Fresno State's 2008 baseball team. It was only 5 games above 500 when they ended the tournament and won the championship.
I just get bored. I just don't like doing stories I don't know that well.
Well, you don't know anything well, bro.
The ones that I named, I knew and I
Educate
watched.
yourself.
I didn't watch, but I knew. I did watch
Educate
it actually. I did watch Texas Western do it about 100 times.
Educate yourself. Whack list. We're gonna do an all-time bad list, and it's just gonna be a list. It's gonna be all your keeping it 99s ranked worst.
All-time worst 99 list. Make it the all-time 40 list. What's the lowest ranking you can get in Madden? 40. Well,
Prediction second half.
uh, changing the line. I think UConn still wins by 15 plus. It may get worse. I think San Diego State at best is going to be able to keep it between 8 and 15. Maybe they may get up. They may get like 4 to 6 points away early, and then just. I don't think they're going to take the lead. I don't think they're going to get close. 4 points is the closest they're getting. Maybe.
Did you meet Danny Woodhead?
No, but I'm sure we would see eye to eye.
I thought you met him at something, like in San Diego. Like he was at like a sports store trying out wiffle
No.
balls. So
I met Bill Walton.
Yeah, I remember that.
Big goofy fucker.
Hippie, bro.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
man. Whatever you do the rest of your week, keep it 99, all right? Give it 99. If you're gonna take
or
anything
or after the game.
after the game. Uh we doing a post game? If they win by
Oh
30,
my
we doing a
God.
post game? What happened?
And we're back.
And I just want to point out that I was 1 point off from calling that score.
Did they score 76?
76-59.
Wow.
Flip it.
Well, that's pretty good.
Hey, I just know ball, okay? I just know ball. You know what I mean?
Well,
Turned out all right. It made it interesting with about 5 minutes to go.
76-59.
Yeah. Did you watch the end of the game?
I got the over. I did, but I wasn't even paying attention to the over. Over hit. Let's go.
UConn won every game by double digits.
Yeah, now honestly, it may be the most dominant run in history.
Dude,
There was never a doubt in that game. Never a doubt in my mind.
well,
Even
never doubt. They made it 5. They got it to 5 with about 4 minutes to go. And then Hawkins hits that 3, and it's like, it's
Yeah.
over. You know. Dude, watching Hawkins play, they were talking about how Dan told him, if he comes in, they can do special things. Like, you come here, we can accomplish a lot of stuff, right? Top prospect, really good player. Just made me think about the players that are opting to not play college ball. Hawkins has, I mean, he just made himself a lot of money.
Yeah.
He was probably already going to be a lottery type player, anyways. He's super talented, but he just made himself a lot of money. He goes on an incredible run. He wins a championship, and I think of players like Scoot Henderson, who's number 1 in the class, or Jalen Green, that go play for the Ignite. Yeah, I get you're making $500,000 or
Yeah.
$250,000 a year, but you don't get that.
Yeah, he just got exposure from the whole world.
Yeah, and
Making a big that shot that he hit at the end of the game was the biggest shot of the game.
yeah,
That was a big time shot.
and the further they go in the guys we're talking about is like he just has like a different gear athletically than everyone they play. And it's
Yeah.
like, is Scoot Henderson still a better prospect? Yeah, but like, is it worth the money? Like, my opinion, if I was a number 1 prospect, even if you can't wait another year. You've been poor. Let's say you grew up poor. Your family can't wait 1 more year, and you get
Yeah.
that
I mean,
experience.
yeah. I mean, that's tough, but it's a tough decision to make. But I mean, with the money they're making in NIL now, as the number 1 prospect, you're gonna make millions of dollars.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's
I mean, you will. The highest paid. I mean, other than the
you
fact
will.
it's
Yeah,
LeBron
yeah,
James' son, the next highest paid high school player is like 3 mil.
yeah. I get it. I mean, I get that people are like, I got to take care of my, players. There's some players that opt to go play overseas before the G League and before NIL just to make money for their family. But when you're a top prospect, like you don't get what Hawkins just got. You don't get to be on top of the world and win a national championship. You never
I
even
know.
get like I don't know. It'd be different if you could go straight to the pros. Like if you could actually go and make 25 million guaranteed contract.
Yeah.
One thing, like LeBron James, but I don't know, like opting to not even play is college is kind of crazy to me. You're gonna have a 15-year career, but you
Like what
can't
happened?
do college
What happened
again.
to that drive as a little kid that we all had growing up, and like you had that one school that you wanted to play for in that one sport.
I've thought about this, and you probably thought about this. Let's say that you were like a top prospect in football or whatever. and you went to Virginia Tech, and you guys were good, would you play all 4 years?
No. If I had the opportunity,
Damn, boy.
if I had the opportunity to go to the pros, what year?
Whenever you're eligible.
I
You were
guess
one of the best players in the country as a freshman.
well, when the time comes, it would depend on where I would get drafted. But if I'm gonna make a lot of money after playing 2 or 3 years, and no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go to the pros.
Whack, man. Whack. The thought of like being able to play at Oklahoma, say basketball. I think I'd play all 4 years. You can't get it back. You could never run out and play for the Hokies again. You could go have a 15-year career.
Yeah, until you're in that position and you're the crossroads of, do I want to finish out that dream of playing college basketball and taking a chance of injuring myself or making my draft stock go lower, or do I want to go make millions of dollars because that was the ultimate goal in the first place?
But
Like you
that
already get to,
but
like
see,
you already,
like
like
that's
you
you
already got,
just
but
said
you
like
already got
growing
to,
up as a kid. As a
but
kid, you're
you
told,
already get to play, you already get to play for Oklahoma. Like your ultimate was your ultimate goal to play 4 years at Oklahoma and then be done, or was your ultimate goal to go play in the NBA?
if me personally, I'm more of an OU fan. Like if I was a top prospect, my dream would be to
I
play
call
for.
bullshit.
My dream would be to play for OU. Would I not want to go
Of course you
pro?
would. No, I'm saying after you. I'm not saying go straight from. I'm agreeing going to college. I'm saying you're not going to stay all 4 years at college if you don't have to.
Oh shit! I mean, I Frank Kaminsky said it best. Frank Kaminsky could have been a lottery pick as coming out as a junior. He comes back his senior year, and he said because I can't ever get college back. He's like, and I love college basketball. I love Wisconsin. He's still a lottery pick, and he goes to the national championship.
It's good for him, man. But I mean, yeah, it worked out. But yes, I would love to play for national championship. But if I had the opportunity to go pro, football's different. Football, I get to play 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 seasons if I'm that good, and then I can go pro. Basketball, I would understand. Like, I kind of understand where you're coming from. Like, you don't want to be a one and done. Like, I would at least want to play 2 or 3 years. I would say that. But if I had the opportunity to go
There's a
make a
lot of
foot,
players. I mean, there's a lot of Baker Mayfield didn't have to come back for his senior year at Oklahoma. Obviously, it worked out for him. He became a first overall pick,
I mean, yeah,
but he was going to get drafted coming out as a junior.
yeah, not in the first round.
No, but no one thought he was going to go in the first round, staying an extra year either. He played his extra year.
But that's my point. If
He
he would have,
loved Oklahoma and he wanted to finish it. There's
but
a lot of players.
if you think he knew he was going to be a top 10 pick in that draft, do you think he would have stayed?
I think he would have.
I don't think he would have.
I think he would have. I think if he had another year of eligibility, he probably would have came. Dude, he wasn't even a lock top 10 pick after his senior year. This dude's like one of the craziest. That's a different story, but like he the crazy riser on the draft boards. But I mean, there's players that do it. Some people are about that money. See, like your goal is just to make money. You ain't in love
I'm
with
about that
sport.
money. I
You
ain't
ain't
trying to
in love
make
with
money. I want to
sport.
be rich. I
And
want to
you
be
started
rich.
this with saying, like, remember when we were a kid when it was about like it's about playing ball. It ain't about playing money.
That was about dreaming. My dream is to have that money. Yeah, I'm gonna get to play ball for the
Why
rest
you
of my
gonna fall
life.
short, bro? That's why you gonna
Well,
fall.
if you're as good as I would be, then you would have 3 national championships by the time you're done.
Well,
You don't have to go for a fourth one. You don't have to go for a fourth one.
not if you play at Virginia Tech. Like
No,
if you,
if I played there, if I played there, it'd be different.
yeah, yeah.
If you played there, they would.
It turned out to be an all right national championship. Wasn't the worst one I've seen though.
It wasn't not nearly the worst, but it wasn't.
With 4 minutes to go at a 5 point game, there was something there. You know.
I felt my back come off the seat a little bit. That little sweaty stick just come off the back of the seat,
Yeah.
and then Hawkins hit a three, and it was right back to my chair.
Yeah.
But is UConn going to repeat?
I don't know. I mean, the way too early top 25 is going to come out here in about an hour.
Yeah.
It always comes out like right after. I wouldn't imagine UConn's going to be number one.
If you
Who
had
do
to
you
pick one,
here? Make the call. Who do you think?
if you had to make one pick right now,
Yeah. Who's going to be your way too early number one? Like, who do you think it'll be? Who do you think it'll be? The way too early number one poll. It's going to come out tonight. The guy's going to publish. They always publish it like right after the championship. Last year, give you a reference. Last year, after the championship, the way too early they published right after the championship game was Arkansas. Was the way too early.
oh,
Yeah. I'm calling Duke.
I was gonna say Marquette.
You think Marquette?
They're returning everybody.
Unfortunately, they're returning their head coach too.
Yeah.
Shaka Smart has covered the spread one time his whole career since the Virginia Commonwealth days.
Who were the one seeds? It was Bama.
Bama, Houston, Kansas, and Purdue. I think Duke, even though I mean they got hammered in the second game against Tennessee, but I just feel like next year recruiting is going to be a little better. You got to see them, in the tournament without Coach K. I think they could be. I mean, I don't know who's going to be, but like I wouldn't be surprised if Duke's the way too early. I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas is the way too good. They're still getting crazy recruits.
I know. I'm sitting here trying to think who else that was even up there that has guys returning.
Arizona could be way too early. I mean,
I bet
Texas is a little too old to be a way too early. I think they have a lot of seniors.
honestly I have no idea. Other than who we just said. I don't know why I want to say it.
UConn could. I think they're going to lose a couple players to the draft.
Yeah, but I don't know why. I was actually going to ask you this. I feel like UConn. Do you want to end the show? We should end the show.
Yeah, it's in the show. If you guys want to watch more content, click this link.
Click that link.
Why? 'Cause they loving the crew.